Hey YouTube, welcome to the We All Juggle Knives channel. In this video I'm going to show you a survey or overview video. I'm going to show you a lot of options very quickly, and the theme today is deadly Tantos. The brand here is Backhor. Now this blade shape, well, it's ideal for slicing, piercing, and chopping. True full tang. Now these handle scales, which are FRN, have extensive texture, right? You see these facets. It's got some jimping right there. This is the sheath that it came with. It's got a belt loop there, retaining strap there with a button closure. Well, it's a more traditional tanto, meaning it does not have the sub tip, which would be like an angular tanto. And here are the stats for you. Backhor tanto. It is around 10 inches blade length, 17.2 inches overall length, 5 millimeters thick, 14.3 ounces. The steel, DC53. So this comes with a Backhor fire steel, and I have like 4 of those now. So things to note, the DC53 steel, it's a Japanese super tool steel. It is definitely way better than D2. Now this DC53, that might be China's version of it, not quite sure. But either way, it's a super tool steel, right? And you're getting a lot of it. The other thing you need to note about this is the price. $33, that's a little crazy good. It's a very good price considering this market, possible competitors. Yeah, that is very good. So I don't know. Hey, Backhor, I like this as a Marshall blade budget offering. I mean, this thing, it almost weighs a pound, right? You're almost, it's pretty heavy, 5 millimeters thick. They must only have a few of these left. That's really the only reason I could think that they'd be blowing them out the door at this price. So get them while they're hot. That's my honest opinion. And in a month or two, I'm going to be slaying many, many bottles with this once the snow melts. All right, so I hope you like seeing this. And not to be outdone, GTK has come out with this tanto. Now this is the type with the sub tip, an angular tanto. True full tang, see that there? This also is an extended tang, right? Kind of like that, the Backhor, definitely a competitor. And that is the brand GTK. So, yeah, this could do some damage. Now the advantage of that sub tip, as Lynn Thompson has said, among other things, it's the snap cut, and also you can draw cut with that sub tip. This is the sheath that it came with, right? So stitched leather sheath. It's got that retaining strap and belt loop right there. So this one is named the GTK 48. It is 10 inches in blade length or thereabouts, 17 inches overall length, again 5 millimeters thick. This one is 18.2 ounces. So a little bit heavier than the previous tanto. AUS 10 steel, it's a decent stainless steel, FRN handle scales, leather sheath. This was $36. This is a good deal too. I mean, they're just giving you a lot of cutting power for a very low price. And again, well, why is this only $36? Well, it's probably the AUS 10 steel. That's a good steel, but it's not known as a very pricey or super expensive steel. So that's how they're keeping the price down. Hold on, I can do that smoother. There we go. One more time. Is that in frame? So, yeah, this definitely came sharp. Now, I'm not going to do paper demos for every knife in this video because it adds too much length to the video, so I will do it for a few of the knives, but if you have a specific question, like if it's really, really, really important to you, you can just ask me, and I'll tell you honestly which ones were sharp and how sharp they were. This is one of those, you know, you were unloved as a child type blades, I say jokingly. Yeah, I'm 51. I can appreciate this for what it is. $36 is pretty dang good for this. I mean, I like to collect this stuff, but I don't want to go broke collecting, fun stuff. And that sub tip, that tanto tip, reminds me of numerous cold steels that I own, and that's a good thing. Yeah, so I like it for what it is. I don't know. How do you like it? I think the Backhor is a big competitor to this one, but at these low prices, realistically, if you like this stuff, you're probably going to get both. It just depends what order. Hope you enjoyed seeing it. Next up, this is what I call the ZS Tanto. It's got a stacked leather handle. That reminds me of a lot of traditional knives like my USMC K-bar. That's a good thing. Here's a closer look. That is the steel. Again, we've got the DC53, a super tool steel. And look at that. That is an 8-inch blade, right? And it's got a sub tip. I don't like billboarding of any kind on a knife, but there's probably some way to remove that, right? Because if this was just like sterile black, I think there's actually 4 different versions on the listing, but these were the 2 that I like. Imagine if you had like a K-bar USMC, but instead of the standard saber grind, you had like a full flat. Then you'd have this, and with a little bit longer, right? About an 8-inch blade length. So you got 2 choices. Now, I already showed this in a previous video, so I'm not going to necessarily give you the stats on this, though they're pretty darn similar to this, right? But I think these are winning designs. I mean, it's simple. They took that stacked leather handle, that's like the familiar basis. They made the knives a little longer. I mean, I know they're not the first to do these blade shapes, but they kind of stuck to the basics, and it's good, and it shows. It is 8 inches in blade length, 13.6 inches overall length, 5.2 millimeters thick, 15.3 ounces. The steel DC53. It's got a leather and G10 handle. And it was $55. Here is the sheath that it came with. It is stitched leather. It's got a belt loop right there, a retaining strap there. So should you buy both of these Psycho knives? Yeah, definitely if you like this type of stuff, which, again, this is kind of in the genre of a lot of cold steels, more deadly blades, which is a category that I like. By the way, if you like stuff like this, don't forget to subscribe if you are new. Whenever I do one of these survey videos that show a lot of knives quickly, I get like 30, 40 new subscribers just in the first 2 days. People tend to like that, and I've noticed that YouTube circulates these type of videos way more, which is kind of hilarious to me because these type of videos take much less work than my other videos. Like seriously, I've gone out there, out in the field, doing all kinds of stuff. Chopping, splitting, carving, freaking building fires, everything. And YouTube will barely circulate that video, but I put something on the table and just talk. I mean, and suddenly they're circulating, and I get like thousands of views in a few days. All right, well, if that's how you want to play. Next up, we have another Tanto. Although Langren sells this as their Waki or Wakizashi, but it's about the size of many a Tanto. It's over the top, it's crazy, it's another one of those where were you unloved as a child, then you might need this, right? And, who wasn't, really? But this thing is 8 millimeters thick. Hello? Somebody wants their pry bar back. Yeah, 8 millimeters thick. Check that out. I mean, I know it looks like a stabber or piercer, and it is, and a slicer, but with that thickness, I mean, that's like it's almost like any thicker, and you're just going to have a steel vampire steak, right? You see how they've done the handle? It's a neutral handle. If not for that fuller, this thing would be just even heavier than it already is. It is 8.3 inches in blade length, 14 inches overall length, 8 millimeters thick, 15.2 ounces. It is Sleipner steel, G10 handle, leather sheath. Now, the only thing that might make you wince is the price. Yes, $136. So this is a whole different category than those first two Tantos I showed, which are excellent budget choices. This is not. What's up with the price? Well, Sleipner steel is a very good steel. This is crazy and over the top with the 8mm thickness. And Langren has been doing very well recently, like to the point that they have a cult following. Okay, so who's going to buy this, right? Well, this is not going to be your first Langren, probably. The type of person who buys this probably has 3, 4, or 5 Langrens already, and then you're kind of like escalating to this as like an addict. Sharpness demo, super thick Langren knife. Y'all saw that? I mean, this thing is ultra thick like a pry bar, but it was very sharp, right? I'd give that an A. Deadly Martial Blade, awesome collectible. I hope you enjoyed seeing it. Alright, YouTube, serious topic. I need to weigh in on the whole survival knife controversy. What makes a survival knife? I have the answer. You just have printed survival knife on the box, and that makes it a survival knife. You simply cannot survive with any knife that does not have that printed on the box, right? Actually, what is survival knife? What the hell? I think this is more of a tactical knife, but here you go. In my last survey video, I promised I would show at least one item in the extreme budget category for those of you that are just, struggling on a tight budget. I got this months ago. It's reminiscent of an Italian knife, at least this type of handle. It's got a lanyard hole there. It's got a guard, and basically, it's a wide, stabby little tanto. 4.5 inches blade length, 8.7 inches overall length, 7.5 ounces, D2 steel, supposedly. Rubberized handle, Kydex looking sheath. And this is now $12 on Temu. Now, I am not affiliated with Temu, so I don't really care if you buy it. I don't get anything from that. I got mine months ago when they were for sale on US Amazon, but they all sold out. They all sold out from there. Can't find them anymore, but I saw them popping up all over Temu just last week. And the lowest price that I happened to see from surfing was $12. But so that is this knife. Now personally, I don't think it really makes sense that it would be D2. Like, why? First of all, it's unlikely you would bother putting a satin finish like that on D2. And also, if you wanted to keep the price down, why would you use that? You wouldn't. I think the steel is probably some Chinese equivalent of like something like 420 HC. Something around that, or 8CR 13 MOV, something around there, which is fine for this. I mean, it is what it is. It's a shank. It's a shank, all right, with a guard and extended tang. But I don't know, maybe you need something like this. I mean, $12, you really can't argue with it. It's kind of a one-purpose knife. Quick look at the sheath. We're not going to spend too much time on this because it's pretty self-evident, but it's a budget offering, has a tech lock-like thing right there. Right, so that is the extreme budget portion of this video. Hope you liked it. Alright, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed seeing all of these different blades. Alright, let me know in a comment if you did, or what you think of these, or just touch base with me if you have not for a while. Alright, be sure to subscribe if you like seeing endless cutlery in your feed, as well as I do cover swords, machetes, hatchets, tomahawks, air guns, and multi-tools as well. Alright, and flashlights, time permitting. Alright, but this has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.